I love you so much, Trek.
I gotta go, Mom.
No. Just another minute.
No, I know. I'm really sorry, but I really gotta go. You're gonna do great tonight, okay?
Thank you. But sweetie, you be safe.
I will.
Bye.
Well, Julianne, what was the beginning of the process of transforming yourself?
The first thing I did was hire a vocal coach. I did that immediately, and we had a relatively short prep time. I had 2 months, so I worked with my coach every single day that I could, and listened to her book on tape, listened to all of her speeches and her media appearances. Tried to get the vocal pattern down first before I started working on her physicality, because you sort of need to see that before you see the gestures, and then worked on how she carried herself, what her gestures were. She gestures are never neutral. They're and hers particularly are sometimes positive, sometimes negative. So we did all that kind of stuff. And then after that, once you have that stuff, and then the hair and the makeup and all of that, you have to somehow find a way to put yourself in that place, which is, hubris in a way. I mean, to try to pretend to be another human being. I'm never going to be able to become her. I'm only going to be able to kind of approximate her in that situation. But I have to approximate her within the framework of this story. So, like I said, I have to concentrate on those 60 days, and that's where I try to contextualize it for myself, because otherwise I would have lost my mind.
Yeah, there we go.
So you two never, in your travels, have ever met Sarah Palin?
No.
Even at
We tried.
Yeah.
You tried.
You're
still trying, aren't you, Jay?
Still trying.
I would love to talk to her. You have to,
What would be
as
the
a
first
director.
thing you would say to her?
I would say, of course, what did you think of the film? I would ask her what she thought, and then I would just try to understand what mattered to her. And I will say that's the other thing that she's stating, is how hard she worked to figure out what mattered to her during that process, and go into the psychological place of what she was interested in, what she was up against, and what scared her, and I thought the way she thought about it, and that was at least as important, and Julianne is such a great actress that she can give you access to those concerns, as she goes. But I tried to reach Sarah Palin. I wrote her a long letter and said, I really want to tell this story well and faithfully to what everybody went through. It's not just about you, it's at least as much about Steve Schmidt and John McCain, but especially Steve Schmidt, as it is about her. But please talk to us, because I can't get it right, from your point of view, unless you talk to us. And I got a very quick response from the lawyer. I checked, she declines.
I want to ask both of you, when you look at the movie, when you're looking at it as objectively as you can, I just want to know about a moment, not what you think is the most significant moment or the toughest scene or anything, just a moment in Game Change that resonates with you personally.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Actually, I mean, it's not my moment. It's the last moment of the movie. It's Woody's moment. It's when he says, "You don't get." Well, can I say it?
Of course.
You don't get to have do-overs in life. The question is, Anderson Cooper poses this question to him, where he says, if you could do it all over again, would you choose Sarah Palin as your running mate, or would you choose it for John McCain? And he says, "You don't get do-overs in life." And I just think it's an amazing moment. It's
the
so
moment,
powerful,
yeah.
and I think that's a really exciting and profound moment, actually.
Yeah.
Well, and you bring up Woody Harrelson, who I think is spectacular
Yeah.
in this, as Steve Schmidt. And we're seeing it really through his perspective. We're looking at what
Right.
that campaign was, and we see things about the vetting and how there wasn't enough time to do it. But for you, what is it?
The moment in the film that was most interesting to me was when Sarah Palin is preparing for the debates and starts to shut down, because none of us knew about that at the time. It was very much a backstage thing, and we checked with so many people to make sure that was accurate. I knew I'd have to say, no, she's really not talking. She's really looking at the ground and not reacting anymore to these aides. And so I had to double, triple, quadruple confirm that with multiple people who were in those rooms, and there were a lot of people in those rooms, because I knew it would be controversial, and it was also sort of heartbreaking, because it made me sympathize with her that she was trapped at that moment, after not doing well in the Katie Couric interviews, having done so well before that, kind of bombing for a little while, and now is expected to take on a senator who's been, doing debates for 3 decades and do a knockout blow. That was my chilling moment.
We always end this with song.
Oh,
Just
wow.
It's just the way it is. Now, I don't know if it's a song you think that sums up Sarah Palin, or whether I did read somewhere that while you were listening to her and you were either running or doing something, the only other thing on your head was
Ice Ice
Ice
Baby. That's right, Vanilla Ice.
And is that like an association?
It was because my daughter was in an ice skating competition around that period of time, and so I ended up with that one song. I took all the music off my iPod so I wouldn't be tempted to listen to anything else, so I'd only have that one option, and I had that and Ice Ice
So
Baby.
you were listening to that the whole time, not
That's
Sarah
right, yes,
Palin.
see,
Is
you
there
thought it
a
was Sarah
moment
Palin,
of
it
Ice
was
Ice
Ice Ice
Baby that
Baby.
both of you can do?
She's the
That's what I remember. I remember all the percussion. But there's not. Yeah.
It's only percussion.
That's it.
It's all about movement. Anyway, Julianne, Jay, thank you so much for this.
Thank
This is,
you.
again, people, this is a provocative, interesting, fun, it'll stay in your head forever kind of movie, and you'll talk about it to people, so you're not going to get that from the things I see. So congratulations.
Thank you
to
so
both.
much. Thank you. That's
Thank you
amazing.
so
That's a high
much. No, it's
compliment.
great.
Thank you. Thank you.